kittens. So many kittens. Good morning. Oh,
All right.
my friend.
There's no lights on.
Yeah, why are we in the dark? Hey.
That's too much light.
I felt pretty good about it. Oh my god.
All right. Here we go.
So many friends here today. The buck is nigh.
Are you the real Buck or are you like a Bizarro Buck?
Names.
It's hard to tell.
Ooh.
Name was changed. Nancy. Oh. I also just realized that Courtney's name is Courtney E. Flint, and I don't think I know what the E stands for.
I don't know. But hi, Courtney.
What is a girl's middle name that could start with E?
I mean,
Not to gender you too hard, but...
Elizabeth?
Oh, Elizabeth. All right. I bet you it's Elizabeth. I forgot Elizabeth was a name.
I was just gonna say, you act like you've never heard
Well,
that name before. Like, wow!
My grandpa's middle name was Etoil. Etoil. I don't really know the history of it. It might be Native American. It might be
Very southern.
Southern hillbilly.
You're
But
my light.
that's cool. Oh, you want more light?
I'm in the dark here. I can see how much light is on your face, and then I look at mine, and I'm like, why am I in the dark?
There.
Etoil Mortant. I know, isn't that funny?
Etoile.
Etoile.
And
Oh my god.
Eden is a good guess too, Buck. Eden. It's not Elizabeth, apparently. Definitely Evil says, what are we breaking today? We are...
Say that.
We're not breaking anything.
We say that we're not coding today, so nothing is being broken.
No, this is the coffee stream. Full disclosure, I've been taking care of some other stuff this week, and I don't know. I'm torn on the programming streams because, you know, like right now we have
10 people.
Yeah, we have a good amount of people here right now. Programming streams have like nobody.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, there was the growth you would expect to see from someone streaming over time. I know you do. You always ask that. So there was this like normal amount of growth that you would see over time. It was pretty cool, and then sometimes people were rating him, and there was like these spikes, and it was like, oh, this is cool. It's all happening, and then out of nowhere, I don't know. It just. Nobody showed up anymore. It was like 3-4 people on these nightly streams. So
yeah, so I'm thinking about kind
of
taking it easy in January and working on some new overlays and fixing my camera and stuff like that, and then coming back in February with subtle changes, like small changes, but
so Thorgold, like we always expected it to not be great because it's 8 p.m. Pacific, which is like even for people in our own country, it's 11 p.m. on the East Coast, and like we always thought about that, but still, there was still this really odd, like growth, and we're done.
Yeah, I got like a handful of people that will show up randomly. Like Brian always shows up, but goes pretty idle, and Evil will show up every other stream or so and chat. But like, it's become just me like silently talking at the camera with no response, and I will get more work done if I'm just not streaming at that point. Like if I'm not benefiting, like it needs to benefit like the viewers, and it needs to benefit like my metrics, and then it also benefits Doomtrooper because I'm getting advertising and I'm getting some work done. But if you take away the viewers and the metrics and the benefits of Doomtrooper from the live stream, I could go offline and code and get twice as much done in the same amount of time. So I'm dealing with that right now to see maybe I'll get caught up on some tasks and make my new overlays and fix the bot, and then start streaming again, or maybe I'll do that stuff live instead of the normal streams. We'll see.
Anyway, so there's that.
Yeah, like for example, I want my new overlays that I have to make, which will probably only take me a night or so to get set up. So I want to get the overlay set up so you can see like a bit donation goal, and you can see the last person to subscribe, the typical streamer stuff where there's like, if you subscribe or support the stream, you get a visual like accomplishment on the stream itself. And then the bot I need to finish a little bit of work on him so that every time I go live, he creates a code for free stuff and he turns it off at the end of the stream. So, because he already knows when I go live and he knows when I go offline, so there's no reason he can't turn on and off codes. So that way, anyone in the stream will get variant cards, lore cards, cosmetics, free packs, that kind of thing, just for hanging out.
Eden? We said that. Evan? Everly? Like Evan Rachel Wood? Evan? What other E names are there?
E-Toil. Is it?
Shut up! E-Toil.
Elizabeth. Eradicate? Is it Eradicate? Eradicator?
I mean, that's a normal name
for
a person.
It's short, I'll give you that.
It's not Evan? Like, it's Eve? Courtney Eve?
Could be Eve. I like Eve.
What the fuck, Courtney?
Is it real? Do you even have a middle name? I don't even think you have a middle name. It's totally fake.
Oh, come on, Eva. Sometimes pronounced as Ava, even when spelt with an E. Damn. Well, do you want to talk about the cards you last put into the game?
Oh, I loaded the wrong version of Doomtrooper. Hold on.
5 letters.
All right, Julie, you talk while I fix that.
Irish names. Everything. Emily.
Oh, Emily.
How did I forget about the name Emily?
It's got to be Emily.
Emily. That's like a normal. No. Emile?
Amelia? I mean, come on.
Emile. This is ridiculous.
Emilio? Estevez? Courtney Estevez Flint?
Stupid.
Oh boy.
Celebrity name? Ugh.
Edith?
That's 5, right? No, that's... Yeah, no.
Idris Elba? Idris?
Idris.
Eddie Murphy. Courtney Eddie-Murphy Flint. Oh,
Did you fix this? Is this the right version?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Oh my god. So wait, so you put a bunch of cards in this past week. How did that go? Was there a lot of bugs?
No.
You did good.
I think once the cards were finished and all the updates were out, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, there weren't that many bugs to fix after that point. Some balance issues. Thorgal is just wrecking people with what is thy bidding. So we're gonna have to talk about that. But
Emma. Wait, she said, or did she say 5?
She said 5.
Fuck, it's not Emma. Ellie?
Julie's cheating now. She's looking up women's names
You
on.
must know your childhood pet's name. Oh no. We're not trying to break.
Yeah. What's your
security
childhood
questions.
pet's name? Your first elementary school and maybe the street you grew up on. That might help us.
Elena.
Last 4 of your social security. So this is the next update that's going live. Just like a small thing. So I've started, as you guys know, I want to make missions into progress. So I did the first few steps. It's minor, but it's minor in code, but it should be major in impact. So at the top you'll see, can you see my cursor? I don't think you can see my cursor. Weekly mission of friendship. You'll see underneath expires in 12 hours. So that will say how many days are left, and then it'll say how many hours are left in the last day. So you'll know exactly how many days, how much time you have.
Weekly mission of friendship.
And then after the weekly mission completes, I'm going to make it keep a slot there because there's been some confusion. People don't seem to understand that you have 3 daily slots and 1 weekly slot. And they're like, well, if I swap a daily, do I get a weekly? If I swap a weekly, do I get another daily? If I don't have any open daily slots, do I miss the weekly? It's like, okay, I need people to understand that weekly and dailies are separate. So I'm going to clean that up today.
So, fun random story. There's a...
Electra.
Beavis and Butthead episode where like they're watching a tool video and there is a slot, and one of them I think says it, and then Butthead goes, "Oh wait, maybe it's Beavis. Shit, your moth. Your oh, it's a moth too. There's like there's a moth in the video, and they say your mother's a slot." Every freaking time that Justin says the word slot, I'm playing that line in my head. It's so, and I say it out loud sometimes, and he just like looks at me because it's like not funny on its own. But every time I'm like, your mother's a slot. I watched a lot of Beavis and Butthead.
What's our current joke? About chips and dip.
That's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He says, okay, so we rewatched Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I haven't watched it since it like 2005, right? And that's another one we used to watch. We would just come home. So my ex and I both worked, we were servers, so we would come home late as all hell. Nothing else was on, and we would watch it. And I've seen every episode of anything that was on Adult Swim back then. And so we're watching this episode, and I quote it perfectly, and he looks at me, and he's just like, "How did you know that?" And it's this one where Frylock makes this like gigantic fucking chip. It's like huge, and then Meatwad, he shrinks it down, and then Meatwad eats it. And he says, "I see the chip, but where's the dip? Or am I looking at him?" And I said it perfectly with the meat and just like, and I'm like, ugh.
If you haven't seen Aqua Teen, Meatwad is not the best at delivering jokes, so when he nails that one, it's like a priceless moment on the show. Anyways, so small updates on Doomtrooper, but like I said, more impact. You'll see on the right, I'm starting to finally get around to fixing the rewards column so that you'll actually kind of visually see, instead of that placeholder skull that's always there, you'll actually be able to see a preview of what you're going to earn.
Ooh, that Halloween one is still live?
Well, for me, because I never beat it.
So wait, everybody, it stays there? Oh, come.
Which brings me to my next point. It's weird because I've learned about my wife that her brain arguably moves just as fast as mine, but mine goes from brain to like the deeper thought of the brain, then back to the brain, then deeper thought, and then to my mouth. But hers goes so quickly it comes straight out the mouth, and you'll be telling her a joke, and you'll be at like right before the punchline, and she'll just spurt out like, "What happens now?" And you're like, let me finish the sentence, and then you'll get the rest of it. It's true.
Easily excitable.
She gets really excited about stories, and she's like, "How does it end?" It's like, I was literally mid-sentence. I hadn't even paused yet, and I was about to tell you how it ended.
He gets mad at me off for things like this.
Don't get mad. I think it's funny.
He's just like, and I'm like, "Oh, I did it again."
Anyways, as I was saying, this update will also put expiration dates on all of the previous special missions. I'm gonna set it pretty like friendly, since they haven't had them before, probably like 60 days out, but it'll say like, auto expires in 60 days, and you will be able to click the X on a special mission. Let's see if this works.
Permanently remove it.
Yeah, so you'll get this. It says, "This is a special quest and you will not be able to get it again. Are you sure you want to remove it?" And if you click delete this mission, it will go away forever, and you'll clear out that spot. Now, I don't recommend clearing out those spots manually because there's no guarantee we will ever offer those rewards again. But if for some reason you just really want to have a clean missions page, which has been requested, you will be able to do that. So that is fun. So that's the main feature update for this week. I'll probably also go ahead and pop it up to the top like I've been promising, where it says general. I'll put missions at the top, and it'll be named progress. I'm not going to do the full revamp of the screen yet, but I'm going to take the first step so that when you hit the escape button... Oh, no, we're not getting escape button working anymore.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. When you open the menu, the first thing you'll see is progress instead of general, and then general will be the second option. So I feel like, I don't have analytics to back it up, but I feel like most times when you come into this menu, you're going to the mission screen, and everything else is with intent. So I think it'll be more convenient, and it'll remind players right away what they should be able to do next. So in future weeks, maybe next week or the week after, this screen's going to change a little bit more, and we're going to put info on your account level, your faction levels, and your season rewards will all be here as well. So you'll be able to see very clearly how close you are to earning the next rewards from all of the different tiers. So you'll always know like what the game thinks you should do next in order to achieve your next reward, because people like rewards, it turns out. Julie?
Courtney, is it Elise?
Oh my god, do you have like a Scrabble dictionary of names open?
No, it's just women's names.
Okay. Oh,
It's also Erica.
my keyboard
Good
came...
God, we didn't even think of Erica.
My
That's
keyboard
5
is on
letters.
key. That's why the escape key wasn't working.
Oh, well, that's good. It wasn't, you know. Alyssa? Can you just, like, tell us now? Because this is... It's gotta be, like...
So, as to new cards, my main focus for today and tomorrow will be getting the first version of the cybernetic augment. So, I'm not going to guarantee
Cybernetic augments?
I'm not going to guarantee we'll have a ton of new cards for this week's update, but we should at the very least have a bunch of changed cards for Cybertronic. And that does include at least one new card, which is Scrap Heap. Scrap Heap allows you to, every time a Cybertronic warrior dies, it gets a counter, and you can use the counters to augment a Cybertronic warrior on the board. And if you're not familiar with augments, basically it's a choose one type scenario. So, for example, when you play Chaussier, it will say augment once, which will pop up the target select window with some cybernetic augment options, and you can pick one, and he will get that. So if you want him to be a fighter, you choose fight. If you want him to have armor, you choose armor. You want him to be shoot, you choose shoot. Chaussier is pretty simple. He's like the simplest of them. And we'll probably tweak these a lot because I have a feeling Cybertronic's going to be super OP. So we'll have to overpower it. So we will have to adjust it a little bit. But so Chaussier will augment one, so you can basically choose fight, shoot, armor, maybe value. I don't know if you'd want to ever choose value, but it's pretty simple. So his stats will be like 3, 3, 3, 3, but the augment will give +2 to one of those stats or something. So, wow. Then you have Mirror Man, which is gonna have no augments and low stats, maybe even lower than he has now, probably not. But every time another character on the board augments, he gets the augment as well. So if you play Mirror Man and then Chaussier, if you give +2 fight to the Chaussier, the Mirror Man will receive it as well. So he mirrors the augments of the other guys on the board.
Ooh.
So I think that'll be cool. Then you get up to like something like Vince Diamond. He can augment 3 times. So you could give him like +2 fight, +2 fight, +2 fight, and he would just clobber everything. Or you could split it between ones.
Ellen. How did we not think of Ellen?
The one thing that I'm not sure I'll be able to finish, but I want to try, is I want some augments to cost more than one, like say Slayer. So you could play Vince Diamond and use all 3 augments to give him Slayer, for example.
Hold on, we figured it out. It's Ellen. Can't believe this became the hot topic of today's stream.
Yay!
Ellen. Oh my God. Courtney Ellen.
Flint.
Good job, the buck.
I'm glad we care more about Courtney's middle name than my cybernetic augment system.
Step it.
I know.
Step it.
I mean, I started it, so I can't really.
Yeah, you did start it. Thanks for playing, everyone.
Let's look into
So
that.
we have 2 mats, okay? DK Matt's here, and M Knots is also a mat.
See here.
He's lurking. He's lurking.
Wow, that's a weird bug. See that? I think I got a bug in this build. So I turn on Warriors, Cybertronic,
Elephant.
and then try to get rid of... Well, there's a bug in my build.
Whoa, that's a lot of red. He has code up on the screen.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that. I know what it is, though. It's from the new menu system, which I don't think I've pushed. No, I have not pushed this live to you guys. Okay, good. We're good. We're fine.
Oh,
We're
whoa.
fine.
We're back.
Yeah.
Mobile port. Hi, Phaedros.
Yeah, so Chaucier will augment once, Mirror Man will mirror augments, Vince Diamond will mirror 3 times, Coral Beach will probably retain his ability right now. We'll reserve changing him for later, but the +2 will be unique because he'll be the only one who does it. And then Eradicator Death Droid will augment once, but he will choose from a special list of augments that nobody else has. So that if you look up him in the Mutant Chronicles books, he has like a chainsaw, a chain gun, and a flamethrower, I think. So you'll choose one of those, which will be like massive fight, massive shooter, or like add Slayer. So it'll make him pretty unique. Any news on a mobile port? I wish I had more news. The best news I have right now is that the foundation of the game is more or less complete. I'm just kind of finishing the cards, balancing, and tidying everything up, which means as soon as that's wrapped up, I will be able to start prototyping finally the mobile version. It really comes down to support. Like, I will start prototyping it no matter what. But in order to actually release the mobile port, the game needs to be supported by the community. Whether or not that's tons and tons of free-to-play players, which means we could go to a publisher and be like, hey, publisher, we have millions and millions of free-to-play players that you can monetize, give us money to get to mobile. Or if the community just supports us by buying cosmetics, packs, the future single-player story things, that kind of stuff. If the community supports that, then I can just siphon, that sounds illegal, funnel, earmark some of that cash straight into a fund for developing the mobile version. And the same goes for localization. I'll be working on localization, but paying somebody to do the translation would require the support of the community. Because this stuff isn't expensive. Like the alpha...
It isn't or it is?
It is expensive. The alpha UI that we had during the Kickstarter, maybe we overpaid a little bit because we got a really good artist to do it, but it cost $20,000. So when somebody shows up on stream and they're like, hey, can you just change the look of all the cards to look like retro? It's like, cool, you want to give me $20,000 to do that?
No deal.
Like, people don't understand how expensive people's time are. And yeah, you probably have a friend who has a cousin who has a little brother who knows Photoshop and you can get it for free, and that's great. But in like the real world, we pay people for their time, whether it's programming or art. Hello, Matt. I see you hiding out there. This goes to you, obviously. Like, if you're an artist, a lot of people are like, it's just Photoshop. Just do it for free. Just edit it and give it back to me. It's like, well, you know, you should bill $35 to $150 an hour for that little edit you wanted. So my point is that shit's expensive, and there are plenty of small free-to-play hobby games out there, and there's plenty of giant multi-million-dollar games like Hearthstone, and we really want to live somewhere in the middle. And if we end up living towards the hobby side, then, you know, you can see an iPhone port, provided that they let us keep the IP that long, in like 4 years. But if the community supports it, then you could see it by the end of 2021. Like, it could go either way. But we
so there are plans, but there's no news.
Yeah, so we kind of have to go with the flow of the community and the development and see what happens. But I personally am very eager to work on the mobile port. I think it embezzle is the word. That's not her middle name. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm very eager to work on it. I also want to work. So the same build that will run on iOS and Android will be foundationally able to run on Xbox. So I'm very eager to play around with that stuff. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I do know we have a great IP. I agree that we have a great IP. I appreciate that. And, you know, I mean, full disclosure, I'm not blind to the fact that, like, the green on green can sometimes be hard to read. And I'm not blind to the fact that the game ends up looking a little drab. That's why I've been working on this new menu and I've been brightening everything up. Like I said,
it's not drab, okay? It's clean, all right? There's not a lot of shit going on. I like that.
I mean drab in terms of, like, green on darker green on black. Like, it's very... some people... I mean, I like it, but some people don't love it. And you'll see, like, the bright pink in the corner pops. Like, it's nice to have the things that pop a little more than just different shades of green. So stuff like that is not, like, lost on us. I know we can do better, but when you consider how expensive like, I mean, if you go to a company like where lots of people have like tech day jobs at startups, you pay someone effectively $10,000 a month to wireframe how a new menu looks. You pay another person $10,000 a month to manage that person and do the global overarching. Then another $10,000 to someone to do the Photoshop work to design the actual assets, and then another $10,000 to $20,000 for a person to code it. So 1 month of work just to redesign the main menu, for example, will cost an average tech startup about $50,000. That is, I mean, I can back that up with spreadsheets. Like it's crazy how expensive shit is. So when people get angry at the game, or any game for that matter, and they're like, oh, this UI doesn't quite work right, or I want to change this color, or I want new images, or I want new layouts, it's like, you got to consider, when it's a small team like us, where it's effectively like, what are we currently at? 1 3/4 team members, I think, is about where we fall. You're about a quarter of a team member.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Just in terms of like, getting shit done.
Sounds about right though.
We're about 1 3/4 of a team in terms of like full-time work, and we don't have.
Dude, tech salaries are legit. They are. They're good. They're good, and we all know teacher salaries not so legit.
Well, to be fair, Courtney, the number that I use, because I've started my own company. Obviously, you're watching me stream about it, and I had a tech startup before that, and I have friends that work in venture capital. So one of the things I learned, and this is good knowledge for anyone who wants to start their own tech company, is a lot of times you'll be asked to make a spreadsheet. How much money is this? If I give you money right now for your idea, how much will it cost per month? This month, next month, and 12 months from now. And you're like, well, I don't know.
Oh my God, Matt speaks. Hi, Tennessee.
You're like, I don't know how much it's going to cost a year from now. How am I supposed to know that? Well, you have to say, today we're a team of 2, in 3 months we're a team of 5, in 6 months we're a team of 7, and in 12 months we're a team of 10. Okay, that's pretty easy. Anybody can figure that out. You hire an artist on this date, a programmer on this date, just a guess. That's all you do. And then the number that everybody in the tech industry uses, at least on the West Coast, is $10,000 per person per month. Now, that doesn't mean everybody makes $10,000 a month, but it means between benefits, salary, office rental, coffee and snacks in the building, like travel expenses for your sales team. If you average all of that out across your secretary or office manager, all the way up to your CTO making bank, it averages out to about $10,000 per month per employee. So when you're making that spreadsheet and you have 5 people on month 3 or month 6, it's going to cost you $50,000 a month that month and the following month until you hire another person. And that should cover, you don't have to calculate your rent and you don't have to calculate your insurance costs and everything. You just say 5 people, 50 grand.
Man, he's just asking if mobile is going to happen one day.
I was more referring to Courtney for saying she needs to renegotiate her teaching contract, which is not untrue. You should get paid more than me because you're teaching the people who become me. So why do I make more than you? It doesn't make sense. But
couple of things. Is it warm in here?
I don't know.
Okay. Good. I'm glad that was really interesting. Matt has chimed in saying he might be able to read the UI.
M Knots is our current main artist. Like, I don't know what your title is.
Yeah.
Our current main artist, we'll give him that. He says he took his game with a similar green console, redid all the assets in black and white so I could hue shift it in the options. Probably feasible to do that with DT too. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I would like to play around with like when you hover over something, if we hue shifted something or just made new assets to like an orange, similar to how we did the gold border in game. I think orange would pop really well in this UI, but it's hard to say.
Communications management, with a side role as a QA tester. Those are 2 very different things.
Both a lot of work. But I mean, that's the other secret of the game industry or the tech industry, mainly the game industry, is like, you want to be part of that $10,000 a month, expense club. You usually have to do shit for free, which earlier I said everybody should get paid for their work, right? And I stand by that. But for example, Doomtrooper has no money right now, and Matt and I, for example, are still working on it. It's not that we're working for free. We're working for money that will ideally come in the future. And that is a difference. It doesn't mean I should be able to go to people and offer them future money. I don't like to do that. I want to say, hey, work for free now and later I'll pay you, because that's really shitty. But if someone believes in the product and they're like, look, I'm going to help get this done because I know in the future it could make me a lot of money, that's really no different than going to Vegas and betting on black or red on the roulette table. Like you're believing that the odds are in your favor to take that risk so that later you get paid. And that's okay. And it has to get done. It's like a lot of times, I always use the example. We had this guy at Obsidian where I used to work. We hired him to work on Fallout New Vegas, which I also worked on. Jorge, he was known for a Elder Scrolls mod where he basically...
Hold on, I feel like this is a long story. Hi, Nerdlies. What's up? Go.
So he was known for modding Elder Scrolls top to bottom. New textures, new stories, new quests, bug fixes, new dialogue. He basically took an Elder Scrolls game from Bethesda and he made it good. No offense. No, actually,
Piece
sorry.
of paper to
Let me be
flick
clear.
at you.
Let me be clear. Offense intended to Bethesda with that statement. He made it good. And a lot of people are like, you know, how do you have so much time to do this and blah, blah, blah. But when we interviewed him because he knew how to mod Elder Scrolls and Fallout used the same engine. And we knew he was capable of delivering products, which is key. And we knew he was capable of doing the work, which is also key. So when we interview someone like that, it's like, are you cool? Are you an asshole?
Are you cool, man?
Like in person, I just mean like, do you come in and you're just like, I created the best Elder Scrolls mod. I'm a super prick. We'd be like, get the fuck out of here. But he walked into that interview being like, you know, hey, I'm Jorge. I'm so gracious to be here. I love everything that you've created. And we're just like, you're hired. And that dude went on to work on stuff like Fallout New Vegas and like, you know, working on projects, indie games, mods, QA is why I got on this tangent. Like doing QA or volunteer QA or whatever, or community managers in a Discord channel for a game like Doomtrooper, like Michael here.
Hey, Michael.
Like, that kind of stuff means something to people in the game industry because we don't really have interns and stuff. Like we just have a little bit of money in most cases and a ton of work. And if you can come in and be like, yeah, I'm like willing to do the work, then people are going to love hiring you. So,
yes.
Julie's going to talk now.
I am. I don't even know. QA tester, take video. Always have the steps to reproduce the errors you find.
Yeah, props to Matt. Is he in here still? Matt 26? Maybe. Was he in here? Maybe he's never in here.
At some point, but he was lurking.
Well, if Matt's still in here,
No,
props to
his-
him because he started doing a Doomtrooper YouTube channel, which is awesome. Like having a community-run channel that gets updated is really great. He is in here.
He's still here.
But because of that, I guess he started recording all his games. So when he hits a bug, he's like, "Hey, I got this really weird bug that you've never heard of before," and I'm like, "That's impossible." He's like, "Here's a video," and I'm just like, not only can I see the bug happen, but I can see all of the cards that he played to get to that point. Because a lot of times people are like, on turn 3, they play these 3 cards. Then later on turn 6, they have a bug. And then when they report it, they're like, well, all I did was blah, blah, blah on turn 6. But really, it has nothing to do with turn 6. It has to do with a bug that they introduced on turn 3. Which I can't blame you guys for not knowing that. It's just, that's how game bugs work. So, yeah, if you get into, anyone who gets into QA, just get in the habit of just recording everything while you're testing.
Steps to reproduce are everything.
Yeah, 100%. We have no cats.
There are none in here? Oh, you're right. Effie!
Why are there no cats in here, Julie?
Put catnip down on the taco truck.
He says, apart from the time when I thought Diana could heal and cover and I felt like an arsehole. Yeah, I mean, that's not your arsehole. That's my arsehole. Because that means I didn't make the text clear enough to know that, I guess.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, so I would definitely say it's my fault as a developer. So, yeah, getting back to the update. So, the way updates work now is every week should have one, like, feature That's not quotes. Okay. All right,
For once, it wasn't to yell at me. He needed to like center himself.
Yeah. One feature, which in this update is going to be, like I said, the mission page. I'm starting to clean this up. Then new cards, which is going to be
the cat came. We called him.
Which is going to be mostly cybernetic
That's
augments.
a big deal. The cat came.
And then some work on the new tutorial. So probably not this week, but next week I will have a develop.
Was here the whole time. I didn't even know.
I will have a button on the developer menu. Oh, you can't see it right now. A button on the developer menu down here that will say test new tutorial. And I'll probably have other buttons over time. Like if I'm working on a new event or arena mode or draft mode, I'll put a button in the developer menu so people can come in and test that. Also new cards, maybe new cards that were released but need further testing. I could put a button in here to let certain people just click the button and test a new card. Like for feedback or for bug testing or QA or whatever. So that might be nice. So you'll see weekly updates on cards, changes and additions, tutorial and event updates for the single player content and the new player experience, and then like one new feature change is what I'm trying to do.
You got crazy eyes from the cat now.
And the fun part is the cards should go pretty quickly, getting lots of cards put in. And then the tutorial is just, it's a system. The event system is done. We just don't use it very much. So the tutorial is going to be a lot of just design work. Like, does this feel right? Let me add a little new feature to force the AI to play this certain card when I want him to. Let me make the dialogue able to glow a different part of the screen so that you know what he's talking about. It's just a lot of iteration to make it feel good. But once you add something to the event system, it can be used both in the tutorial, in holiday events, or in something like the single player campaign. So it'll make everything go faster like a snowball. So once the tutorial is done and the cards are getting done and the features that I talked about are done, there's a lot of really cool stuff like localization, prototyping, the iPhone and Android versions, and something that I've talked about a couple times, the idea of UI side animations, which is this is like the sparkle and glow that everybody who does. Oh, inappropriate.
He's like, what the?
Everybody tries to compare us to like Hearthstone or Magic and stuff, and that gets a little tricky because we don't have the budget to do crazy animations, but we will have the ability to start some. So my plan is, once everything else starts to get done, I'm going to start putting a layer of animations on for ultra rare cards. So we'll start at the top of the rarity. So when you play an ultra rare card, you'll get some sort of, cool animation that alerts both players what you just did, which I think will be really cool. Thorgal compares us to Gwent.
Gwent,
That's actually a really good comparison because, let's see if I can find anything. Yeah. So if you look at like old versions of Gwent, it's really not that pretty. Like, it's pretty, but it's flat. It's effectively two-dimensional.
When did it come out? Like, how old is this screenshot?
A couple years.
Like 5?
Yeah, I mean, Gwent now looks beautiful, but that's what makes it a really good comparison.
Well, yeah, because they got more money.
If you compare current Doomtrooper to this Gwent beta screenshot, it's not
1 bit.
It's not 1 bit.
No,
if you compare Doomtrooper currently to this, in my opinion, Gwent does not look exponentially better than Doomtrooper. But then you see the later versions of Gwent, and it looks exponentially better than this and Doomtrooper.
Yo, they got the monies. They started with this, and then people were like, I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why I think Gwent is a great comparison, is because as we get money, we're going to funnel it into making things pretty. And that could include animations at first. That could include a 3D-ish overhaul someday. Like if we blew up and we're flush with cash, like hell yeah, we'd be considering how to make some more 3D stuff happen. Like it would be great.
even Gwent Beta probably had 10 times the budget and 50 times the staff.
That is very true.
Absolutely true.
Petrol, I don't know if I've met you before.
Hello,
I don't.
Petrol.
I mean, Duel Links only has animations to play a special card that is relevant for the character. Yeah. I mean, we have, like, if you look at Doomtrooper now, you know, we have a dialogue system that's used in the tutorial that we can test. At the very least, most of the ultra rares have, like, character art like this. So when, like, on the right is Sean Gallagher, we have full color Sean Gallagher art. There's no reason we couldn't, when you play him, his dialogue slides in and he says, like, some catchphrase, and then we could put VO on top of that, so he comes in and yells like "Huzzah!" like
This
charges into battle.
Other guy.
Well, not that obviously. And then maybe like an Imperial logo shows in the middle of the screen and just fades out. Like we could do that in a weekend. But I would like to do more. Like it'd be really cool to have an animation or something. But at the very least, the ultra rare warriors could come in and you have VO, which would be very impactful. When you play Sean Gallagher, your opponent hears his battle cry. Like, it could be really cool.
Do you have, maybe after you probably already have Discord open, but that screenshot that you put in the marketing channel the other day that shows, like, the very beginning of Doomtrooper, where it was just, like, like, where the cards were, it was, like, text?
Yeah, hang on, my...
Uh-oh. What's wrong with your keyboard?
Oh, I think it keeps getting unplugged.
Started from the bottom, now here.
It's really weird. I type it all? Yeah. This is not... Okay. Well, something weird just happened. Again.
With the keyboard.
Yeah, my local build is sucking today. So, anyways, Julie wanted to see the early version of Doomtrooper. Julie, do you want to explain while I'm looking it up?
Explain what? It's the beginning. It is the start of Doomtrooper. And when you see this screenshot, you're gonna be like, oh, wow, okay. They have come very far.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. So, this is when we first started. I just had boxes and boxes of Doomtrooper cards.
We still have boxes and boxes of Doomtrooper cards, to be clear.
My sister, her boyfriend at the time, there's Julie, and then I'm taking the picture. We got all the cards out, and we separated them by set, and then we made the sets alphabetical, and we got everything organized, and then we got everything bindered. So that was like the first step of Doomtrooper, so that I had a good reference of all the cards that I was working on. What do we got here? We got a pre-alpha GIF.
Uh-oh, what is it? Oh, that's a white screen with the classic cards just moving on it.
This is like the first thing that I ever showed anybody for the game.
This is very small, though, in the window. It's not easy to see.
Yeah, it's a small GIF. Here's our first logo.
Oh my, I forgot about that.
Which I actually like a lot more now than I did then. So there's a chance that this logo will be coming back as our icon.
I thought we're not allowed to do that.
Do what?
I don't know, like change the logo from the other one. Not this, but like...
Well, we need an icon, though. Like, we need an icon that shows up on your phone, an icon on your taskbar, that kind of stuff. And currently, we don't really have an icon.
I'll never forget, we were in Santa Fe a few years back visiting friends, and one of our friends is, he's an artist, right? In gaming, and he talked, we were showing him, Justin was showing the logo, not that one, but a different iteration, and he goes, you know, I always try to tell people when they want gears in their logo or image, do you really want gears? And it's so funny because at the time I was like, and now I'm like, shit, our logo has gears in it. Everything takes place in the future, everything's like futuristic, but the logo has gears in it.
I actually have no recollection of this story, so I'll just go.
I don't know why it like stuck with me. I was like, oh.
So this is like the first pre-alpha, just basic
gears,
HTML
basically.
showing that we had like card counts working and squad and cohort, and we were using the old school rules.
I'd like to point out that cohort is spelt with a K.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I started putting boxes so I could drag cards around, so I could say like, okay, Mortificator's in the squad. So it was loading everything from a database. And then the first card script was basically just positive karma, add 10 destiny, just to prove that I could get like the card script working. And that's about the point that Julie came to me and said, how much longer is this going to take? And I said, 6 months.
Big deal.
Yeah,
We're done.
6 months. So the game looked, like this.
Just a white background with old school cards.
Fun fact, this is a card browser running on Android. In the very beginning, I did have a mobile version that I was playing with, but it was just a rough prototype.
Oh my god.
First login page. I got sick of looking at the white screen, so we started doing a textured background.
What is even in that textured background? Are there little like squares?
This is something I found online. But the game started to look more like you were playing Doomtrooper, getting actions back from the server.
Look at that notification window.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, see if I can find the other.
That's the very, very beginning of Doomtrooper. I'm gonna guess 2016. People have such like boners for the original card art. They're just like, oh my god, the original game so much. Gives me that nostalgia.
Yeah. There's Brian, the designer of the game, Brian's cat, big Sean Gallagher fan.
Lucky. Photo of Lucky.
We did in fact print a Punisher handgun that we were going to give away as a Kickstarter reward, but it didn't actually get to fruition, unfortunately.
It's 3D printed, right?
Yeah, it's 3D printed, and we were going to make molds of it. We will still probably do that someday. So then the game started to take form, started to look like cards.
What happened is we basically realized like the game needs to be worked on more before we hit these secondary and tertiary fun things. Is there any plans on doing more modern art in the way that something like Magic the Gathering did? The legacy art still existing, but also newer stuff? Like,
I mean,
the game itself is all newer stuff with the original art popped in.
I don't know where this came from.
Worthless dick. I bet.
I did not.
Does it Matt or Steve? Because I could see either of them changing that card to say worthless dick.
Hey, look, there's Kevin. Oh, he's around.
Oh my God! That's when we met for the first time. He's not here today.
There's Kevin. There's me.
Look, your hair's kind of long in that one too. Chris is there. I don't know these other folks in the back, but I know they're all part of Lionheart.
Let's see. There's our first deck builder design from way back in the day, Alpha.
Why does untrustworthy look like Trump?
And there are some card mock-ups, which are very interesting to me.
Oh, I kind of like the middle one. That's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Willow, your question kind of blew my mind a little bit. I don't really know how to answer it because I don't really know how to take the question because I don't know your knowledge of what we currently have. But let's see where. Oh, I already closed the game. That sucks. Forgot I had trouble earlier. So we have the new design of the cards, and then we have variants of the new design. But we also have the retro variants that you can earn. And what I will likely do, I haven't really said this to anybody before, but what I will likely do is make special events, like maybe on Saturdays, where everybody plays a pre-made deck that is entirely retro cards. Just to like...
You heard it here.
Just to like whet that appetite of all of you nerds that really want those retro cards. Like, we'll have like maybe a retro event every week or every month or something where you get to play games with 100% retro, which might be really fun. But you can earn the retro variant cards in packs when we go live, and we've given some away from the Kickstarter. So maybe the retro event will be another way to earn retro variants. Might be kind of fun. If I have any other fun. There's just a lot of game design folders we have.
Oh, are those your drawings? That definitely is.
Yeah.
But
so like the original designs of the tokens.
Is that you?
That's Steve.
That's Steve?
Steve,
Okay.
Steve's are very grid, mine are dots.
Rules.
So back when we were first getting started, that was my first drawing of what I wanted the game to look like, which kind of isn't far off, which is nice. I did originally have a status bar at the top, which I now wonder why we got rid of. It was just a way to show what your opponent had. It's kind of interesting. And then like factories and stuff were lined up on the side, very angular.
You can close the cat cam. They've left us again.
That's all right. Now I'm born.
Ha.
So yeah, game development has a lot of
Wow.
facets.
Whoa, what's that?
Working on.
Is that Steve?
Yeah.
I don't think I've never seen the ones in the middle there. I've never seen before. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, just cool stuff that people have posted various places. People's collections. We used to save a bunch of the early pictures. Like the tournament cards had stamps on them. I actually got one from, maybe it was from Nipa. I don't remember who I got it from. But I have a card from the tournament where they stamped them.
It's rad.
So when we do tournaments, the plan is to make variants that have the stamp over the art, so that if you win a tournament or compete in a tournament, you have proof that you were actually there.
Dude, our pin looks just like that. Like, it's a really good replicate of that stamp.
Yeah.
We have a pin, like an actual pin. It looks really badass. I had the shirt on with that like a couple weeks ago.
So yeah.
I can't wait till we can get back to doing like merch and things like that, but we need to focus.
I'm also working on getting a new merch store up so that we can sell stuff through the browser, and we'll keep another 27% of our profit, which will be nice.
Did you answer Matt's question?
I'm not sure if that was to me or that was to Willow's question. Sorry, Matt, I got a little confused. I need more coffee.
You were right. I was asking Willow.
Let's see. Collection.
We got custom card backs. Yeah, we have a lot of different card backs, and we're also we haven't really done this yet, but people that stream a lot, for instance, we have a streamer program that they would be able to, you know, get their own, if they have like their own logo and things like that, they can get their own like card back that would be, you know, special for them as a thank you for streaming.
Yeah. So, I mean, to get a little more into that, so these are the retro variants that are currently available. So
They're in color.
Yeah, you can in fact get the retro cards for all the people who want them, and we will be offering more, which is great.
We are very happy
Darth Willow
for any type of volunteer.
Well, volunteering for future money, I would like to say.
She said the V word.
I know. So we do really need more card backs. Matt and I were just talking about that. Before I get to that, though, anyways, these are the variant, the retro card.
Meant what I said.
And there are also full art variants, which are kind of fun.
Klansman is cool. The art, it's just a cool card.
Yeah.
It's got a mohawk.
Full art variants will be another variant type that you can get in packs, a little more common. And then a variant of full art is black and white cards, which will be a lot rarer. So we are going to have some cool black and white sketch cards that are added for special occasions. We gave this one away during the beta, and we'll probably give it away again. Maybe they'll show up in packs. I'm not sure yet, but I like the black and whites being super rare. Probably rarer than the retro variants, since people like the retro variants so much.
So much.
But yeah, the card backs, you'll see. So Matt's been making our really cool corporation-based ones, where we have a couple more months of those. And then we also have...
Hey, there's that cardinal stamp again.
From some various artists, we have these retro corporation ones. And those are available from the Kickstarter.
So there's like, we have factions. There is old school logos for those, and there are new school.
Yeah, so the old school logos are only available from the Kickstarter. The new school logos, which we don't have in here yet, will be available from leveling up your faction in the game. And then you'll
Look,
see
there's the retro
the first one. Oh, you can't really see it. Hang on.
Ooh, there we go.
The first one in the corner, and then the second, third, and whatever, the seventh one here. They all kind of have the same look to them with a green circle in the middle. Those were designed by the same artist who did the rest of the UI. And I would like, you can see it down in the right here, I would like more in that style. Matt made one that we haven't implemented yet.
In that same style?
Yeah. But I don't know what type of volunteering you'd want to do, Willow, but we're definitely looking for more just kind of abstract like this.
Variations on a theme?
Yeah, I mean, we can do more variants. Like, we can deviate.
Deviant.
We can deviant or deviate more from this design or less, but just kind of cards that aren't tied to a faction. They aren't tied to a holiday.
I like that one.
They are just variants of a, like, this one is the stock one that everybody gets. So these other ones are just variants of that. I would like a plethora of those that we can just start giving away, but
these are just like PNGs, right?
yeah.
Can you?
Well, they're PSDs so that they can be edited. So I have the Photoshop files of all of these as starting.
You do, but that's not what's in the game.
But I'm pretty sure Willow's got a lot of experience with textures.
What I was going to say is, can they be GIFs? Could you upload GIFs in these, please? Okay.
We can upload multi-layer PNGs that are animated by the game engine. It's Techcom animation.
Okay.
But yeah, what we really need, Willow, is someone who has a really strong eye for textures. I think the last few people who have made it have, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but I don't think your expertise is in textures. And I know Andrew, our
one of the other artists, who's done some of these
production art guys, like, he's not a texture guy. But if someone is really good with textures, you could make some really cool stuff. Even just 5 variants of each of these with different textures would be amazing, without really changing too much of the geometry.
Why would you want 5 variations, though, of the same card?
Back.
That seems like a...
So Hearthstone's been around for like 10 years, and
Yeah.
they give a variation of their card back every month. So that's hundreds.
Do they look fairly similar?
Yeah, they look similar in the same way that these 4 look similar.
Oh, okay.
So what we really need is someone with textures to do the first pass, and then ideally someone who can change the shapes as well and the textures, which is what Jaggy, our main UI guy, did for these. And
Is he?
I will say that I'm trying to funnel. Yes, Julie, Jaggy made these 4.
Got it. Okay.
I'm trying to start having a small budget for card backs every month. It won't be a lot, but if somebody wants to work on card backs, I'd be able to pay a little bit for each one, if, you know, it's worth their time. Oh. Pokeball Go?
Oh, keep creating.
That's how I'm gonna take it.
Lack Slayer.
Oh.
Cool, Willow. Thanks. That'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Let's chat more, Willow. Generally speaking, and about this. So yeah, I think it's gonna. Wow, lots of people playing right now.
Hey.
Jesus, you guys have played like 30 games just in the time I've been live. So
Well, that's cool.
yeah, thank you for that.
I like that.
It always makes me feel good about wasting my whole weekend writing code is when I see like tons of people playing. Like that's
To be fair,
power to the troopers.
I mean, we chilled yesterday. I feel like you chilled more yesterday than I've seen you chill in, I don't even know.
Well, it's
in a
because
very long time.
I found out Friday that I have a 3-day weekend. I didn't know Monday was a holiday until Friday because I don't know what days are or hours or time in general. So I was like, sweet. So I'm gonna take Saturday and I'm gonna do nothing. And I did. I just played around with my camera and watched YouTube videos, and I just like let my brain.
We finished the 4-part series on Netflix on the Night Stalker like that. We just powered through it. It's pretty good. I actually didn't know anything about Night Stalker. I assume people that are from California would. I didn't know. Yeah, I just tuned in to Matano's stream as well. See you later, Matt. Thanks for joining. Shaved. Anyways, yeah, it was really good.
He still doesn't show.
Why does he show up for you? I'm
So weird.
retro Matano.
Anyways, yeah, Night Stalker documentary was really good.
Yeah, that was legit.
For some reason, I thought Richie Ramirez got busted for something really stupid. But maybe if anybody knows the serial killer who got busted for something really stupid, like, I murdered 30 people and then I ran a stop sign and got arrested. Like, I thought that was him, but it wasn't.
Which was the serial killer that, like, the guy got the boy, was it a man or a boy that, like, got, like, he let him go and he just, like, went right to the cops and then they arrested him.
Isn't that Dahmer?
It might have been Dahmer.
Yeah.
Where it was like, what? After all that?
But anyways, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I will be working off and on today. So if you want to chat about cybernetic augments or, excuse me, nerfs for What Is Thy Bidding, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Yeah. I think you guys should hang out and check out Matano if you want to see people playing the game. If anybody's idling in here just from the JavaScript and React.js hashtags, this entire game is JavaScript. It's React.js. It's Electron based. The backend is Node.js based. I mean, I will go as far to say this is one of the most advanced JavaScript games on Steam. I don't know. I won't say that it is the most advanced because a lot of stuff that I've done is based on other people's work, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot. People who have helped me as well. So if you're interested in seeing the game and playing, stick around, check out Matano. Otherwise, thank you guys for hanging out. And I'm going to play my programming streams by ear this week. So just watch Discord and Twitter, find out Tuesdays and Thursdays if I'm on. And we will be back on Sundays, though, to hang out and talk about updates. So
Yep.
thank you guys for hanging out. And
Minute question.
Last minute question. So you have 3 slots for dailies. You have 1 slot for weeklies. So you can have 3 dailies and 1 weekly. And then you have infinite number of special slots, which you should only have 1. I'm realizing that that's now more confusing. And I think you missed the beginning of the stream, Slayer. But like I have expiration dates on this top mission showing up a little more clearly in the next update. And where you have these skulls here, I actually show the rewards. And I will be adding expiration dates to the special missions so that they will clear themselves out. So for people who don't actually play actively, they won't just accumulate missions forever. So I'm going to make the UI a little clearer starting this week's update. So, but yeah, you can have 3 dailies, up to 3 dailies, always 1 weekly, and an infinite amount of special missions.
Josh Strobel's dropped in. Sympathy dropped in.
So we're gonna go ahead and raid over to Matano so you guys can see him playing the game, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. And we will see you guys next week. Cool.
Bye,
see you guys. Oh, the raid didn't work.
Oh, we're still here.
How do you spell Matano?
There's a 4. It's Retro Matano 4.
He doesn't show up for me for some reason when I try to raid. Ah, there we go. All right, stick around and check out Matano if you want to see someone playing Doomtrooper and support people who are supporting us. Other than that, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Don't block my face.
Okay, bye.